The digital revolution, the information age, whatever you care to call it, technology has transformed our day-to-day lives at an incredible pace. So how are we preparing the next generation of workers for life in this high-tech environment? Well, welcome to Business World as we go back to school to look at the world of education technology. Hello, I'm Nick Wood.
And I'm Emma He. Learning technology has grown into a hugely lucrative market, with companies selling their products across the globe. We'll be talking to some of them about the challenges they face, especially doing business in other countries. Later in the show, we'll be visiting a classroom to see how pupils are coping with changing technology. And we'll be joined in the studio by Matt Bridland, who runs a consultancy specializing in education technology, and who is also head of ICT at Kingston Grammar School in London.
But we start at Britain's biggest education technology show, BET, which attracted thousands of visitors from around the world. Earlier this year, Emma was at BET 2013 at the Excel Centre in London to see what was on offer. In the first of her reports, she talks to some of the exhibitors about the importance of shows like BET, and among them, the growing number of Chinese companies bringing learning technology to the world.
I and BISA started this event back in 1985, and BISA is a trade association, so in the UK we look after the educational supplies industry. We had the relationship with government and with the marketplace, so it was natural for us to start this exhibition.
Lenovo has been in the market since the company was formed, after the takeover of the IBM PC company.
公司成立于2003年，然后主要是以技术开发为主，然后面向的就是教育市场，然后慢慢的这几年我们开始往商业跟个人用户这个市场扩展。
My name is Richard Marriott, and I'm a co-founder, and I now run Wiz Education. And we specialize in teaching children maths, currently for 5 to 13-year-olds.
我们公司呢，就是主要是从事这个交互技术的一些设备，技术方面的一些开发。现在目前主要是在教育市场。教育市场呢，主要是我们目前主要是做的一些交互式电子白板的。
公司是03年成立的，在中国呢，传统的语音室都是硬件，我们是可能在全球范围之内，我们可能是最早用软件来做语音室的公司。
We've got quite a long relationship with China. I started visiting China in 1982. We've been involved in taking UK groups of companies to China over many years, particularly during the 1990s and just into 2000. And I think there is a developing relationship between the educational industry here and what is happening in China.
BET has changed a lot in the last few years. It used to be the case that we would have a stand here and teachers from British schools would come and we would show them what we were doing and, you know, develop some business that way. Things have changed. In the last few years, BET has become a very international market. So you have partners coming from abroad, you have ministries of education coming to look at what innovations are there in technology and education that they can apply in their countries. And that's really our main target now, actually.
所以我们是几个方面，一个就是说我们自己过来，一个就是说主要是推广我们的一个产品，另外一个方面我们也是要去了解一下同行，是吧？人家又有哪些发展，是吧？取得哪些进步，我们有很多东西我们也可以吸收作为我们未来产品研发也好，跟客户这些交流也好，就是说我们自己 对我们的产品就是说未来的发展会有一个可以吸取更多的一些这些方面的一些意见呢。
我们去年参加了英国的展会，也参加了瑞士的展会，我们大概在全球大概10几个国家找到了代理商，不过呢，现在只是在初步的一个培训沟通的一个过程，但是其中有一些其他的代理商可能合作的机会相当大。
I go to BET every year. It's a great opportunity to see what's new on the market and see what's exciting for the classroom, and also from the exam boards as well. You get to see what new courses are available. So it's a really exciting event for me. I'm really into technology anyway, so it doesn't take me much for me to have an excuse to get involved.
其实你可以发现说，很多中国厂商他们并不像我们这么大投入在这些品牌的推广上。BTT 我们第5年来了，第一次来的时候，我们的摊位是24平，如果我没记错的话，24平、24、36，然后还有34、36，然后到60，然后到现在的85，明年可能会更大。我们希望说，因为欧洲人是这样子的，东西好，但他们对产品的这种品牌的关注度还是相对比较高的，然后这是一个比较漫长的过程。
But it's not just the Chinese companies that are looking for business in other parts of the world. MathsWiz is a small but growing British company that started out in a garden shed back in 2004. Since then, this online system for teaching and improving children's skills in maths has been taken to the United States, Russia, and most recently, Thailand.
Yes, I spoke to Richard Merritt, the CEO of MathsWiz, about some of the things that have to be considered when you market products to other countries, and what advice he had for other companies going down this road.
Whilst children are being tutored, we track that progress and we provide live reports for teachers and also for parents, so they can see a profile for each child. They can see where their strengths are, where their weaknesses are, and the teachers and the parents can then go, look, my child's having a problem in fractions. We must give them more attention there. So in a way, what it's doing is it's also empowering the educators to help advance children better. Of course, we have to deliver results because that's where the budgets are. Well, we've been expanding internationally quite a lot. We started in the UK, then we first moved to the US, and we have an office in Seattle. The last few years been working with international partners. So, for example, we work in Russia. We also operate in Kazakhstan, in Mexico, in New Zealand. So lots of different places. And we just recently did our first move into Asia, and we have a very, very exciting partner where we've done a deal with to bring MathsWiz to Thailand. I think when you work internationally, it's one of a really great way to travel because you meet local people and you learn to interact in a business sense with locals, and you see the local culture, and it's very different. So it really, I think it enriches your life. You know what I mean? And travel is, in all its forms, is a fantastic experience. You know, I've just last year where I was in Moscow quite a lot, and you know, one day I'm here, the next minute it's minus 30 degrees in Moscow, and we're visiting schools and having an open day, and you know, where MathsWiz had already been in, it was a big success, and they did a big show for me as if I was, you know, a special visitor from abroad, and that was amazing, amazing. Then a few weeks later I was in Kazakhstan, and the culture there was to invite us to a dinner where horse meat was on the menu. Well, as an English person, I've never tried that before. So every place you go, you see different things. Had a fantastic time in Thailand. The Thais are the most polite and gracious people, full of etiquette. But you should make no mistake, they're very strong underneath. Sometimes you can mistake politeness for weakness. It's not true at all. China is on my target list, but we're probably aiming to do that in 2014 because we want to first prove success in some of the Asian markets. and then China would be next. How would we go about that? That would be I think probably an important thing for us to consider. When we go into a new market, especially China, which is massive and very different to the markets we're familiar with, initially we'll probably work through the UKTI to find a number of local Chinese companies that we might be able to partner with. So I'm sure we will do a number of exploratory trips, meeting Chinese companies, but we would almost certainly work through a partner in China. Just like we do in Russia, for example. We would never dream to work directly there. We need to work with local partners who really understand the local needs, who help us not only to localize the product for local needs, but also to really understand the market and how to reach it. Of course, the other interesting thing about China, you now have there are more English speakers in China than anywhere in the world, even more than in America now. So the other interesting opportunity for us will be to have multilingual versions, but we need to do much more exploration for that.